Hello, welcome to the slashGROUP podcast. Yeah. Hey everyone.
I feel like we're gonna look back on this like in 20 years,
cringe,
and then be like, "What the hell were we thinking when we decided to make all the intros?"
Anyway, welcome to the slashGROUP podcast, everyone. Derek here. I got Jesse and Jordan.
Hey.
Oops,
hello,
I just knocked over Tracer. Yeah, so we're gonna look. Oh, God, fuck, Tracer! Stop falling over. I have this like cute but deadly. I have this cute but deadly Tracer on my desk, and she's kind of top heavy, and her legs are fucking janky, and her feet aren't feet; they're like horse hooves that sit in like little holes on a stand, and she just like tilts forward for some reason, and she just keeps falling over.
She top heavy because she got titties and she falling over.
Or she just got a big head.
No, she just had a big head. No big titty Tracer. I don't know how I would enjoy that character design. I like her as is.
She has a booty.
Yeah.
They had to tone down her booty. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they gave her a...
Well, they didn't really turn it down. They just kind of made it fun.
What?
Yeah.
They
made it so that she didn't pose
less suggestive.
as sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made it so she wasn't just like sticking it out.
You can't hide the booty if you has the booty.
It's true.
Yeah.
Just look at Widowmaker.
Yep.
Or me.
She doesn't even try to hide it.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Anyway, so today, this week, on this podcast, we're just gonna wing it. We're gonna talk about some stuff. We're gonna hopefully revolve around more video game stuff than non-video game stuff. But we'll see where it takes us. I know Jordan had a topic to suggest.
I don't mind bringing it up real quick.
Maybe
it's
we'll.
It's something that happens every now and then. I mean, it's definitely a constant in the universe of video games being released in the future.
Yeah.
You know, just
and in the past.
So, well, I mean, it doesn't really. Well, I mean, the past can't change the future, though. Only the future.
Days of future past.
Future. Okay. The topic being copycat video games.
Yes.
Clones.
Video game clones.
So,
everywhere.
I mean,
everywhere.
When it comes to the most specific thing that I was going to bring up was this game. It's on, I believe it's on multiple platforms, but the one I was playing it on was a PS4, and you can download it. I believe by the time this comes out, it's still the case, but I downloaded it for free because I think it's technically in the beta right now. But everything seems to be in the game. It just needs maybe a little bit more polish. Sorry if maybe everything is already done and that's it, but it looks it looks like it needs maybe a little bit more shining. But it is Paladins, which has
nothing to do with holy warriors.
Yeah, no, it does not. Not the traditional sense of Paladins. I'm sure I didn't quite get a story mode per se, but I guess I could also incorporate that to the sort of copycat. It's sort of a class-based first-person shooter, which Overwatch is probably the first thing that comes to mind. Is very much so. As soon as you see this game in action, you could think, "Oh wow, these look like great Overwatch characters. Why haven't I played these before?" Well, they're not Overwatch characters. They're
what?
Paladins characters.
Dang.
What?
Wait, so what's the price point on this game, first of all?
Free.
Well, at the moment, it's free. I didn't actually have to buy anything. It is free to play, to my understanding. The model for it is reminiscent of most free-to-plays where, like, there's an in-game... You can spend money. You know, it's freemium in the sense that I think you can spend money to get heroes that you want. But if you don't want to spend money, you can get, you know, an in-game currency to purchase other heroes, which at the time of recording this, there was I think it was 5. It was either 5 or 6 heroes were free that I could choose from. But in the match that I went into, I was only able to choose from 2 of them because you can't choose the same hero twice. Which, I mean, okay. I guess that's okay. It was a quick play is what I joined, and I guess they made that so that you can't have, 5 of the same character, just because that would be ridiculous.
Well, they had to get rid of that in Overwatch 2, because when the game first came out, you could have multiples, right?
Now, that was competitive, right? But not in quick play?
I was going to say, isn't that quick play? You can do that, though, right?
No, not anymore.
Oh, I did not know that.
They got rid of it.
I guess it was too awesome to have 5 Bastions.
Yeah, or 5 Reinhardts to just sit on top of the fucking payload.
Oh, yeah.
I'm downloading Paladins, by the way.
Oh, okay.
I turned on my PlayStation. I'm downloading it right now. I don't know when it will be ready, but
it's certainly the characters look very fun and inviting. They look.
Well, I'm looking at like the thumbnail for it now on like the home menu, and there's like that elf girl giving the double peace signs. She's super kawaii.
Yep.
And then there's basically Reaper.
Yeah, more or less. Reaper is. You know what? I can bring up their names, and his name
now
is
in open beta.
Androxus.
Oh, so it's in
Reaper.
beta right now.
Yeah, it's open beta right now.
So, if
there is going to be a price point for it, then I guess there will be a price point for it at a time. But I guess
the product isn't final yet.
Okay, take it with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah.
I will say that I watched the trailer for it. You had brought it up the other day, and so I watched the trailer, or I'd watched it right before you had brought it up. I can't remember, and I was like, oh, this looks just like Overwatch. Like, there's even a character with a rectangular shield. Like all the character concepts were just redone, and it's like the same abilities, it seems.
So I'm not even kidding. Once you do download it, you're gonna see it yourself. But you know how in Overwatch, your first time you boot it up, you gotta, or I don't know if you have to do the tutorial or you can skip it. Can you skip it?
I don't know.
Well, anyways, the tutorial.
I did it.
I'm sure most people have done it. You play as Soldier 76, and so it tells you to run. You can use. He has a sprint ability. He has his. What is that? Not frag grenade. It's his missile launcher.
It's just like it's like a missile.
And
really,
it shows you how to build up your ultimate, and he can aim down the sights. So that's all for Soldier 76, and that's the tutorial. So in the tutorial for Paladins, you play as Victor, who has an assault rifle. He can aim down the sights. He has a frag grenade. He can sprint, and his ultimate is different. His ultimate is a.
It's not an auto aim.
It's not an auto aim, auto lock on. It is a artillery shot to like an area.
Okay.
But basically everything else, he is a white soldier guy with a scar on his face.
Of course.
And so he really.
I'm gonna go to their website and look at it real quick.
I mean, his name is Victor. So I think he's Russian.
Victor, Viktor. He's got a scar. He's not as old.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm sure
there
will
brown
be skins.
Probably.
I want to just go through some characters.
I mean, there's a very clear Reinhardt-esque character. Is the oh gosh, where is he? He's the knight. He is called Fernando.
Fernando?
Yes. So if you're looking on the site, he has a rose in his mouth as his little portrait.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he has a shield. The one cool thing about him, I mean, he has a sort of melee-esque weapon. It's a short-range flamethrower.
Yeah.
He can shoot a fireball.
Flame lance.
He can charge. And then his ultimate. I have a feeling most of these ultimates are very different or work differently than Overwatch ones. I mean, it just, as soon as I had joined into that tutorial, and that was the first my first like 5 minute 10-minute impressions of the game, I was like, oh, okay, this is trying to be Overwatch, because it was almost exactly set up. It was set up very similarly.
I will say that there are some more unique looking characters in this than you see in Overwatch. Like, there's a Trent.
Okay, yeah.
There's
like
a troll. There's like a goblin. There's Rocket Raccoon.
Or Ratchet.
There's like a dragon. There's a dragon. There's a turtle. Like, so there's some pretty unique looking ones. Not everyone's human. So I guess it has more of a fantasy vibe. I'm actually looking at the Rocket Raccoon, what's his name? Pip. And it actually seems kind of interesting. So he has like it says potion launcher, a custom launcher that fires volatile potions that explode in an area on impact. And then he has an explosive flask, which fires an explosive flask that deals damage. And then healing potion, you'd expect. And then he has a weightlessness ability, which lets him jump high into the air and remove all debuffs.
So certainly,
and then he can.
Certainly, just. I mean, they gotta have their own personality and whatnot.
Yeah,
and I'm sure.
I'm assuming this is his
different.
alt. His alt is kind of very unique. It says, "Throw a flask that deals damage and turns enemies into chickens." So that's something
it's like
that
a polymorph of sorts.
Yeah, that's something that Overwatch doesn't have, as like polymorphs or crowd control type things. Like, they have some, but like they have
stuns or the sleeps.
Stuns, but they don't have anything like that, which is interesting.
So, as far as price point does go, though, I do see it says buy now for $19.99. So I imagine that is various pricings, because it says Founders Packs, and I remember another game that PS4 had done that I think it was free, but you could do Founders Packs, was James plays it.
PlanetSide?
No. It's
escaping my mind.
What was it called? Paragon,
yes. So that's I think, isn't that by Epic Games? I think that's their MOBA take.
I don't even know.
So yeah. Anyways, there's a Founders Pack. It's $20, and so I imagine this comes with a good chunk of the heroes or something.
So Founders Pack limited time offer. It comes with the Champions Pack, which is all current and future champions.
Oh.
Exclusive items, Ace's Fernando skin and Infernal Warhorse mount, and then 10 Radiant chests. Unlock gold, voice packs, emotes, poses, exclusive items, and cards. Yeah.
And then, yes, I do say the microtransactions. You can buy Paladin crystals. So these range 200 Paladin crystals for $5, and then it goes all the way up to excuse me. It goes all the way up to 8,000 Paladin crystals for $100. So I imagine those are used to buy all sorts of various things in the game.
Why would you do
looks
that?
Looks like the chests are.
It says
like
there's
the loot
radiant
crates
chests.
or loot boxes.
You unlock gold, voice packs, emotes, poses, exclusive items, and cards.
Yeah, so it's just like the loot boxes in Overwatch.
Which, I mean, here's the thing, though, is that Overwatch, you had to pay for, and there's still that stuff in it. So, like, having those, like, it's nice that they're there, but I spent, I mean, because I bought the game 3 times, I guess. I spent money on the game, but I don't get all the content in it. I still have to earn it. Whereas this game, I think it makes sense to have it if it's going to be free to play. If it's going to be free to play like that, I'd rather it have stuff that I'm like, all right, if I want to have this,
exactly.
Cool.
I mean, there are some people out there that, like, trying to remember what the game was. Oh, I think it was Burnout. If you ever played the
I love
Burnout Paradise game.
I don't know about that one, but I remember liking Burnout on my PS2.
So Burnout Paradise was the Burnout game that it was like kind of open world. You could drive around anywhere, anywhere a stop sign, or not a stop sign, anywhere an intersection there was a race or a challenge or something that you could do. And so you needed to gain licenses in order to unlock the ability to race against cars, to unlock the cars. Also, alternatively, there was DLC that you could just unlock all the cars.
Oh.
So you could play the game and unlock all the cars, and then do the races, whatever, or you could just unlock them all. And it's something that I wish kind of more games would do. If it's something that, some people don't want to do. Oh, the other game that did this was Mortal Kombat X. If you did not want to manually unlock all of the things in the crypt, which was, if you ever played it, it was basically the big area that you could unlock various things. It was a first-person mode that you walked around in like a graveyard of sorts, and everywhere there was a what is that called? Headstone? No, a tombstone. You could use various amounts of
the same thing.
Yeah, various amounts of in-game currency to the coins to buy them, and it would be like random stuff. So it could be a character costume, it could be a fatality that you didn't have, and so you'd have to be playing the game in order to get coins in order to unlock this stuff, or you could just buy it with your money and you could unlock everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's something that I kind of wish that maybe Overwatch would do. However, they won't do this because then that would break their model for making people buy loot boxes and whatnot. They would rather people continue to buy loot boxes than for you to just unlock everything.
Yeah, and I mean, have you guys ever played For Honor? Have you played that game?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so I have too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that you have to unlock everything in that game. I don't know if you can buy what you need to, what you can want in that game, basically. Like, you kind of have to unlock it as you go type of thing. But people were getting pissed, if I remember, because there was no way to buy it, and it was something like it would take like 2 years or something for you to get enough stuff to pay to unlock everything. And people were like, what's the point? And I don't remember if it was For Honor or not. I want to say this was for either that or some other game, but I remember they got a lot of shit for it because they didn't plan it out very well. So like for a game like Paladins to have that stuff in there, I'm like, cool, that's awesome. I still don't know why loot boxes, like, it's cool you get free stuff in Overwatch, like you get a free one, but like
one free one does not equal every skin unlocked.
The cool thing about the loot boxes, though, is, as far as I know, you can get them indefinitely, and the levels scale, so it takes about the same amount of matches to get a level, like from level 1 to level 204.
Right. But the shitty thing is that, like, if I'm paying money if there's a specific skin I want, like, I just want to, I guess I can use in-game money that you get to buy it, but if there's a specific
takes a long
one
time
that
to
I
get
want,
that.
I can buy 50 loot boxes and still not get it, kind of thing, which is dumb. But that's how they sucker people in.
We had this discussion before, like the whole like blind box craze and how people like it's like
instant
gambling
gratification.
almost.
Oh no, not instant. It's like
it's not instant gratification.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's just chance.
I am not.
It's just chance. It's like gambling. You pay money for a chance to win.
Yeah, that's like CS:GO stuff too. Like, that's why that's so popular. Like, watching people open loot boxes is ridiculously popular for some reason on Twitch and
on everything.
Yeah, and that's why it's because it's gambling.
That's like, there's like YouTube has unboxing videos. Like, people like to watch people open things for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like, I know it's really popular. Like, there's a bunch of YouTubers who just literally just open Pokemon cards.
Yep.
All they do is open Pokemon cards, and it's like, oh, you have 2 million subscribers, and all you do is go, I got a Blastoise EX secret rare card after my 600th pack.
Oh my god, such good content.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
so we're originally on this topic about copycat games, right?
Clones.
So,
Right,
like,
yes.
Can we all just agree for a second and think how much Blizzard has copied so many other games?
Oh, yeah.
How ridiculous it is for them, because they usually win.
They did it better.
Exactly. And so my biggest thing...
that's a benefit of a copy game, is they can do something that someone else already did and then improve upon it. If they choose to improve upon it. There are sometimes clones that don't really improve upon it, and I mean...
Well, look at World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft wasn't the first MMORPG, but it became the best, and like it became the crown jewel of MMORPGs, and then, you know, everyone tried to dethrone it. Like, let me think of something.
Oh man, this is the WoW killer.
Rift, WildStar.
Yeah, WildStar. They kept saying, they're like, oh yeah, this game will kill WoW, and Guild Wars 2, same thing. They're like, oh wow, Guild Wars is gonna come back and destroy WoW, and who fucking plays Guild Wars? I mean, I know there are people that still play Guild Wars 2.
Exactly.
But
oh yeah, there's definitely dedicated
WildStar.
fans to them and whatnot. But for sure, if you're looking at like the numbers wise and whatnot, WoW is still top of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But my
Tarot is another one.
My point is about like all this stuff is that all of those games tried to take WoW down with some sort of like gimmick, being Guild Wars, like having open questing where you just walk in an area and you can just go, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
and then WoW was like, hey, we can do that
World
too,
quests.
and then they did it, and they did it better.
or what was it? It was
Scaled leveling.
Scaled leveling, exactly. Not Portal. It's not Portal. What the hell's it called? Rift. Like Rift did a bunch of stuff with like world bosses and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's a ton in WoW. Like a bunch of like WildStar with the combat. I remember the monk. The big selling point of the monk at first was that, hey, it's not going to automatically attack. You have to do every single thing, because that was how like games at that point were popular, was the Guild Wars and like WildStar model.
Yeah.
But then
WildStar is still kind of unique in that sense, because all the attacks have like a area that your enemy needs to be in. You kind of have to line it up.
It's you can't. It's not like auto locking. You know, you got
you have to like, you get like almost like in WoW how you have an area of effect attack. You get like that outline, and you have to kind of line your enemy
it's
up.
like
in that outline.
active combat.
Yeah. Yep.
Knights of the Old Republic. Sorry, Star Wars. The Old Republic.
Yep.
The voice acting and just like general flow of questing, like they took a bunch of that stuff from that game, and like they are able to kind of like, and it's the same thing for Overwatch, because I remember it was either called Battleborn or something else, but Overwatch and Battleborn were kind of launching at the same time. And Overwatch was able to basically eclipse the other game, but just because they had done it better than the other one. And Heroes of the Storm, although it's not as popular as
it's getting there.
Dota and like and League of Legends, like they still, it's basically just a copy but with a spin on it.
Blizzard is doing a good job as far as it goes for promoting Heroes playtime, just with the cross game bonuses that they're doing, like this
all their
this
games
month
have it
right now. Or they've done a whole bunch of cross game stuff with a bunch of their games, but in particular with Heroes, currently right now, this whole month they have a different unlock for in Overwatch if you play Heroes of the Storm matches. And you know,
which I've been doing. It's the only reason I play. It's the only reason I play Heroes.
It's requiring people to go and log in and to play this game that normally they wouldn't do, and that's something.
I'm sure some people will get like into it too, and they'll continue playing.
That's actually how I got back into it, was from the original Genji bonus thing that they did last year.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I've been pretty dedicated since then. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like out of any company that is, if we're going to talk about Copycat, I think Blizzard definitely wins.
they're not innocent in that
No, they're
regard.
not.
No.
But I can't blame them because
Are they the most popular
shit.
at doing it?
I
Or
think
at least
so.
or at least
I mean,
successful, I should say.
because
I would say yes.
if you think before Overwatch came, I mean, granted they all kind of came at the same, like Battleborn and Overwatch and all that. Like before that, it was just kind of Team Fortress 2, and Team Fortress 2 is kind of like a dumbed down version of Overwatch, pretty much.
Sorry,
Were you rapping there?
Realized that you can download Paladins for free on Steam too.
Oh.
And at least the top recommended comment on here says gameplay from Overwatch, chests from CS:GO, cards from Hearthstone, bad players from Dota 2.
Yeah, that's something I was gonna let you discover on your own when you go to play it. Is they have a card system as well as like a really awkward like character customization system that like I'm a fan of keeping it simple when it comes to customization type stuff. I understand people that like, do you want to customize things?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like a character that, by the way, this is a first person shooter, so like you're not really seeing your character other than like when you win. I think it's better to just keep it simple, just, change of a color, this color, change that, not like your head part, arm part, leg part, chest part, just keep it a little bit simpler with that. It'd be different again if you're watching your character the whole time. If it was third person, then yeah, but
if it was third person, yeah.
For that case, it's just a matter of showing off to other people, which I guess I don't know, to each their own. But
that's the whole the point of skins at this point. I mean, it's like the same sort of thing that we talked about. I think it was last week with like legendary items and shit like that in WoW in the olden days, because it was a status symbol. Like you had to earn that shit.
Just cosmetic.
It's like mounts.
Yeah.
Mounts were same thing.
Yep. It's all cosmetic stuff. And they all do like, I mean, now they have different flying speeds and stuff like that, but most of them like were the same speed as the other ones. It was just like, hey, this one looks way cooler than yours.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all like that. Oh, man. But yeah.
I'm trying to think of other clones. Like, obviously, like, I remember, I think a lot of WoW clones, because I remember in high school there would be times where I was like, crap, I can't afford WoW time, so I would like scroll through the fucking jungles of the internet looking for free MMOs, and like I'd play some really shitty MMOs.
Rose Online is what I played for a while.
Oh yeah, Rose Online. Yeah. I played that for a little bit. We played that together, didn't we? Oh man, there were so many. They were just like all bad. Rose Online like is the one where you started out fighting jelly beans, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I played that surprisingly for a long time, considering...
We played that for longer than we should have.
Yeah, it was just because of the... I honestly don't know what it was. Like, it was just because it was free.
Cute.
Yeah, it was a cute, like, chibi...
It was free and it was cute and...
Oh, yeah. Wasn't there... what was it? Maple Story was popular for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's like a 2D platformer, isn't it?
Oh, I guess that's true.
I don't remember.
Oh no, not Maple Story. Cave Story is on the Switch. Cave Story Plus.
Cave Story, isn't that the? That's different. That's like a.
I know, it's different. I was thinking of that when you said Maple Story, but it's the same thing. Maple Story, I think, is 2D.
Yeah, I mean, like, even if you think about like major franchises that, like Uncharted or Tomb Raider, those are the big ones that come to mind. Like, it's funny because Tomb Raider, the original version, not the reboot, inspired Uncharted, which then inspired the reboot of Tomb Raider to like be more Uncharted. And it's really funny how that works. But like it's very hard to get an original game concept in this space now, because it's
that's the thing that I was going to say with going on into the future is like it's really a difficult thing for a game company to make something new that doesn't copy from someone else, like that you don't start playing it and then you go, oh, oh, this has guns. Oh, this is just like Call of Duty. Or, oh man,
well,
this has...
that's the thing.
This has portals. Oh, this is just like Portal. Oh, this has...
That's the thing they teach you in a lot of art school. At least I did in my master's degree. We were writing, and we'd go to workshop, and, you know, people would be talking about their story, and, you know, of course, everyone's initial thing is, oh, that's kind of like this book that I read, or that's kind of like this story that I read, or I like the idea, but it's too much like Stephen King or whatever. And my teacher finally was just like, guys, anything you write has been written before, so get the fuck over it. And so that's kind of how you have to think sometimes, is with anything being created, is chances are it's been thought of. That's the same thing, like, if you have an idea, a lot of business people say this, if you have an idea, it's probably been thought of before.
Yeah. And the like tricky thing now that I'm seeing is that because AAA development time is taking up so much longer because of like graphics and like all these kind of things that they have to like take years and years and years to do, like they have to kind of predict the market in a sense. And now it's getting to a point where like indies are gonna have a hell of a time. Like they're gonna make bank if they can, like, because the AAAs are taking so long, and the indies are actually the ones that are being more innovative because they're willing to take risks and develop, whereas AAA is gonna stick to the tried and true because they know it works, kind of thing. However, you saw with Assassin's Creed that you can only get away with it for so long before people just stop buying.
I was just gonna bring up Assassin's Creed because I just saw that, like, a potential screenshot for the new Assassin's Creed game leaked.
Right. Origins, I think.
Assassin's Creed Origins is like what they think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
But
I guess it's confirmed now that it's.
I mean,
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to take place in ancient Egypt, I think I read. Which
I think that
cool.
It's gonna be.
It's a reboot. It's not a. It doesn't continue any story.
Which it needs, like, real bad, and they have to do something with the combat.
It needs to, but it wouldn't need to if they just fucking continue the storyline. I'm still mad at Assassin's Creed. They like completely cut the storyline.
Yeah, and well,
like,
I mean, my issue. I loved 2, like all of that story, like with Ezio was bomb as hell. And then
it was so good.
And then 3 was just like, what? And then 4 was
3 was okay.
Fun.
4 was not good.
4 was the boat.
I stopped after 3.
The boat stuff.
4 was the boat stuff, which apparently the boat combat people really enjoyed.
Right. So like everyone loved the combat, but then like again like this whole like Unity and stuff like that, like people were just like so sick of it because they don't. That's the problem, is that if you go with the tried and true method over and over and over again, eventually, like, it's going to get stale, and they weren't innovating. So, like, they need to do something with their combat in that game, because it's literally, it's a bad, outdated Arkham, I don't know who copied who first.
Arkham Asylum?
Arkham, Batman. I don't know who copied whose combat first, Assassin's Creed or Arkham. But it's...
I think Assassin's Creed came out
first. I think you're right. Yeah. But, like... Arkham did it way better, and but it's still really dumb. Like, you're an assassin and you're just like you're surrounded by people, and only one of them comes at you at a time. And luckily, and you can just like, after you kill a guy like 50 times, it's like, all right, I've seen this. This is boring. So
I think that was one thing with Batman, was that, you know, the robbers would be scared of attacking him more than once. Every now and then 2 of them would attack, but a lot of times they'd go in one at a time and watch their friends get beat up.
And like that was new back like 10 years ago, and like it was neat, but then 10 years later it's still the same thing. So we'll see. I honestly, I love Assassin's Creed. I hope that it does well and that they improve it, because the history and shit like that, I love that idea of just being able to go back and like and do all that. But
kind of see it.
On another topic of very whatever copycatish games, And it just came out this past Friday. Was Prey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a action first-person shooter. I believe it's only single player. I don't believe that there's any multiplayer, but
it's sci-fi, right?
Yeah, and
like
it's
aliens.
sci-fi. Yes. The one comparison I saw on some of the first reviews for it was that it was a BioShock successor. So going along with the fact that companies copy other things, why do they copy them? They copy one because they're successful, because people buy it, people like that genre, people want to see new ways that that's presented. So BioShock being presented under the sea, and then they changed it to being up in the sky. Well, now this is in space. I understand it's not BioShock necessarily itself, but it seems to be that there are powers that you can get, and you wield guns, and there's a story, and it's all single player, so you're all alone. It feels pretty BioShocky.
It's from what I've heard is that it's kind of like it's the same team that did the original Dishonored, and so it feels very Dishonored like, and it's very much like kind of BioShocky, System Shocky, Deus Ex, and Dishonored at the same time. Because Dishonored, you had all those powers and all that kind of stuff.
That's true. Yeah, you got powers in Dishonored too. Yeah.
Right, and I think the cool thing in this game is that there are talent trees that you get that depending on which route you go, because like you're trying to fight aliens, right? In Prey. So you get a bunch of things like you can upgrade like your human abilities, some other tree, and then alien abilities. You can actually because the big thing with this one is that the aliens can shapeshift. So you can walk into a room and the alien could just be a coffee cup. And then you walk by it and it fucking leeches onto you and like you have to kill it.
They're called mimics. Yeah.
Yeah. So
which those are a dungeon. I think it's a Dungeons and Dragons kind of villain.
Yeah.
Or not villain, creature. Sorry.
Yep. Copying. So like the cool thing is that you depending on the route you want to take with your talents, the people in the world will start reacting to you differently. So like if you end up going down a path of alien stuff where you start being able to shapeshift, the humans start turning on you because you are becoming slowly more and more alien, and then the aliens at a certain point are like, okay, what are you? And so then they they let you kind of, it's a cool little concept that I really dig, but I agree
sorry. It'll be interesting if the aliens get upset that you're like trying to be like them. Like I just kind of pictured the character going in like with alien blackface, and the aliens going, can you not do that?
Yeah. I think actually what ends up happening is if you go too far down, or not too far, but like if you go far enough, like they start sending like big fucking powerful guys at you that you wouldn't normally see if you went another route. So it's cool. But I like, if you don't like Dishonored, if you don't like BioShock, and if you don't like Deus Ex type
Get
games,
out right now.
Like you're not gonna like it.
When does Prey come out?
It's already out. It came out this past Friday.
Oh right, I knew that. I knew it was either the last Friday or this Friday. I just couldn't remember which.
Yeah.
It was the big Friday of releases in entertainment world. It was Guardians of the Galaxy, Prey.
Yep.
The second
Graveyard Shift by Motionless in White.
There's
their
that.
fourth album, fifth album.
There was the second season of Sense8, which if you haven't watched, get into it. It's pretty good. I like it. And copying. It's definitely been
my
done
headset
plenty
just
of times.
died. I'm sorry. I'll be back in a second. Keep talking.
Well,
So, okay. So Jesse, how about some games that you find? I'm looking at like 2 or 3 in particular that are like very different that have not been copied.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being. Although, okay, sequels don't count though, right? Can we rule out that sequels do not count as copying because they're sequels?
It's building off of themselves,
so it's not copying then. Okay, so Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Has there ever been another game that has been a first-person parkour game?
Not, I mean, unless you count like Titanfall and stuff like that. But the thing is that game,
the whole thing was like that came out around when Assassin's Creed started coming out. So everyone was like, "Oh wow, they got the idea from Assassin's Creed, the climbing up everything and jumping and."
I never really got that impression. But
I know it was different, but it was like there was a time when there was a lot of like building climbing and jumping off of shit and stuff like that. So there was a big like parkour age in video games, the big ones being Mirror's Edge and Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, and I think that Mirror's Edge probably inspired a lot of games to include like the ability to just climb whatever.
Yeah. What was that other? There was a first person shooter that had a lot of parkour in it too.
You know what? I do know which one you're going to talk about. Brink.
Yeah. That one had
Bulletstorm.
that had a bunch of parkour in it. Bulletstorm. That one had some.
It had some kicking
running and climbing on walls.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, Brink was the one I was thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Brink was an interesting game. I played that one with David. The day it launched, it had this whole cool class character system. You could be a heavy, you could be a light, you could be a medium type character build, and then you had all sorts of little talents that you could choose. And we beat the game in about 4 hours because the multiplayer was the same as the single player. And at the time, that sucked. I did not like it. It was absolutely terrible. Now you have games such as Overwatch where there is pretty much only the multiplayer, but then there's like some co-op stuff. And that's a great thing now, but that was something that when it came out, it was like, oh, this sucks. Also, the matchmaking was less than favorable at times.
Yeah.
I think that another game that was not necessarily copied,
breaking the mold,
was I know Fez. Fez was a big one for an indie game to kind of come out.
But at the same time, it's still just a 2D platformer.
Yeah, it's a 2D puzzle solver that takes a spin on your orientation. And like you have to think in different ways like that. Like it's all like all the big successful games out there take some sort of nugget of an idea that probably existed somewhere and then expanded on that idea in a weird and interesting way. So I mean, it's like I don't know. Like for me,
you know what game hasn't been cloned ever?
What?
Pokemon. That was me being sarcastic.
Yep.
That was just me throwing another one that's been like cloned to death.
Yep.
What's a successful Pokemon clone?
Yokai Watch.
There isn't any. Yokai Watch is successful in Japan, not so much here, but
okay, yeah, I could see that.
Digimon.
Yeah, Digimon was one.
Yeah. Well,
they're
not successful for their Pokemon clones though. They have different. Their games are more like RPG.
The story,
yeah.
People just call it a Pokemon clone because it came out a little bit after, and it was young kids with monster friends.
Yeah.
But like I remember on my Game Boy Color I had this game called Little Monsters, and it was like more or less a Pokemon clone. You like find this you get monsters out of cans. I don't remember why, but and then you go around battling them.
I mean, like
But
Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic cards, like all
Yeah.
those types of things.
yeah,
I don't know. Hearthstone is basically
Magic.
super easy Magic.
yeah, with visuals.
Yeah, with visuals,
Ooh.
exactly.
Though granted, Magic had games, video games before.
Yeah,
before
there's also,
before Hearthstone too.
There's a Witcher offshoot game that I think is very similar.
Gwent.
Yes, that's very similar to Hearthstone as well. I got told from
It's really good, actually.
my neighbor.
If you
Well, here's a genre that I think they kind of some of them are quite funny. I've seen very funny videos of it, like the simulation games. So you got farming simulator, firefighter simulator.
But I like when the simulator games are like they're not actually simulators.
Completely
they're
wacky.
Like Goat Simulator.
Yeah.
Goat Simulator was like the big
Yeah.
one where people are like, "What the fuck is Goat Simulator?" And then you get in, and it's like, "Oh my god, what is this?" Like, I just found like
That's a fun sandbox game.
Yeah.
a devil worshipping circle and became like Satan goat.
Any of like the tycoon games?
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
You know, there's a porn tycoon now.
Okay.
What?
Yep.
That sounds like something I would
That's
play.
apparently Jesse Cox played it, and he's like, it's like the least sexy thing you've ever played, but it's called porn tycoon.
Oh my god.
You like have to
I want to.
you
play
have
it
to
so
manage,
badly.
I think, your own like actresses and shit like that, and
Oh jeez.
yeah, it's funny. It's funny to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
There are a bunch of Super Smash Bros. Clones.
The PlayStation one, All Stars.
I was gonna say that one
All-Stars.
it definitely did not do didn't have quite the impact that Smash Bros did, but
There are some indie ones though too that exist.
the
now
biggest one that I
are,
can
like,
think of is the my brother played it. It's called Elements of something.
Elements of Your Mom.
No, it's not that.
Oh.
If I were to call him up, I could get him to tell me what it is.
Yeah.
'Cause
Fill in
it's
the blank
something-
later.
It's pronounced
Elements of something.
Yeah. Elements of something.
and
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was definitely one.
there's a bunch
That
of
was-
Terraria clones, which isn't Terraria kind of a
yeah.
Minecraft clone?
Terraria is like a spin on the Minecraft
Yeah.
idea.
Granted,
It's
2D.
just like 2D Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft is a spin
But-
on Legos. Like, let's be real.
Terraria. I think Terraria did a better job than Minecraft because Terraria there was like set goals you could get, like you could find bosses and like work your way to bosses, and there was like a progression.
Yeah.
And I know there's semi that in Minecraft, but to a much lesser extent than Terraria.
What about
And then
Starbound?
there was
Starbound got
Starbound
released. Yep.
was a clone of
Wasn't
Terraria.
I think it was like almost the same company, right?
It was.
Or
I
was it
can't
a different
remember. Was
Yeah,
it the
they
same
broke
company?
some people broke off. I even like.
Yeah.
They basically did what Terraria did, but space and
Ooh,
planets.
They put a story.
Yeah,
in there.
my
And yeah, they did. Story.
my solo channel, when I was first doing like the first time I ever did Let's Plays was on my own channel, and I did the beta for Starbound, and that was like how I got most of my views. I have way more views on that channel than we have on this channel just because of Starbound.
Yeah, you gotta get. That's why Little
yeah.
Nightmares is kind of doing well for us right now, is because it's big.
Yeah,
So.
it's very popular right now. So it's fucking the worst game. It makes me so anxious. Makes me so nervous. It plays really well. What it reminds me of, and Robin pointed this out when she watched the first episode. She's like, "This reminds me of Limbo,"
Yep.
and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a fucking 3D Limbo clone."
Have you played?
Oh no!
While we're on the topic
Have
of
you played
clones,
Inside?
I haven't.
Wait,
but I watched a playthrough of Inside.
I'm covering my ears because I want to play that game once it goes on sale.
I've never played it.
What, Inside or Little
Inside?
Nightmares?
Well, both of them.
I've never played it, but apparently Inside is kind of like Limbo, and so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know.
I liked Limbo.
It's like, and then I'm trying to think. It's just one of those like scary,
Adventure-y,
off-putting,
kind of,
adventure-y,
or just platformer.
Like there's a threat, but you can't actually like combat the threat.
It's
like you just kind of have to like run away.
It's atmospheric.
Yeah. Yep.
Because every level has its own little like feelings to it or whatever.
Yeah.
What about
I still don't know what the hell's going on in that game.
which one?
I'm just like scared for my life in Little
okay.
Nightmares.
I think it's supposed to be like a environmental storytelling.
Oh my gosh, my headset just died again, but it's plugged in. What's happening? No.
Derek can't hear us, but we can hear him.
Lol.
Okay, I'm back.
What about
Don't stop making fun of me.
What about like Amnesia and Outlast and like all those like
all of the PT clones?
Yeah.
More or less.
I mean,
PT was kind of its own spin on it.
Yeah.
I really liked PT.
First person, scary as hell.
But Amnesia came out before PT.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's right.
Yeah.
Well, so PT is a clone.
I would say like they're all Slender Man clones.
Yeah, I mean the Amnesia. I think Amnesia was before Slender. It was around the same time. Yeah, I think so. And like because I remember the reason why like Outlast and all that became super popular was because it was around that time when everyone was like, all right, we're not going to give you any weapons. Lol.
Yeah.
Like, have fun. And now people are pissed at Outlast 2 because
it does give you a weapon?
It doesn't. And
it doesn't.
everyone's like, well, this is stupid. Like, I just have to die over and over again.
Yeah, people's ideas or what people like have changed. People's tastes have changed.
Because they've been oversaturated.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember which came out first. I'm sure like Slender and Amnesia were clones of something, but those were fucking massive.
Five Nights at Freddy's, right?
That's pretty different though.
That was just kind of like I'm trying to think of like any sort of like game where because you don't run in that one, you're kind of like fending for yourself.
No, you're stationary.
Right. And that one's kind of an interesting take on that
on the first person horror
stuff.
Yeah. It's just all jump scares. And there are like 1.5 million Five Nights at Freddy's clones now too. I don't know any of them. I know they exist. I watched like someone made a YouTube, one of the YouTube channels that's smarter than us did like did one of those like comparisons and talked about all the different clones for Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was like, holy shit, there are a lot. And I've never even played Five Nights at Freddy's. Something about it like interests me. Something about the popularity of it interests me. So I like want to know about it, but I don't care to play it, and it doesn't really interest me.
I watched all of them
on a gameplay standpoint. To be honest,
I like the lore. The lore in that game is what gets me interested.
Yeah, that's why I watch all the game theorist videos.
Yeah.
He does a really good job at like kind of trying to figure everything out and piece everything together, and he does a good job at explaining the story too.
Yeah,
so
that's why.
That's pretty much the extent of my story knowledge of Five Nights is from him.
I watched because it's interesting seeing the turnaround from him because he put those games out like very quickly after.
Well, they're not complex games.
And so but they were super successful. So like he kept churning them out.
Yeah.
But he kept like iterating on them just a little bit, and then 4 was way different than the previous ones, and 5 same thing, was also like a big step up. And so like but the thing is that they sell so well.
Yeah.
And it's nuts. Like it pisses people off. They're like, why is this selling so well? And
it pisses Robin off for no reason. I'll be like, anytime I see like any Five Nights merch, I'm like, oh, Robin, FNAF merch, let's go look at it. And she's like, Derek. I don't know why. She just like she hates it just because it's so popular, I think. It's like just because the people who like it this is super generalizing, but it seems to be a lot of like preteens, like early teenagers.
Well,
and
dang those
like
young kids!
That age group is just the worst age group. Like I know when I was that age, I was the worst, and they're still the worst. Like So I think that's why she doesn't
It's
like
because there's a ton of like theory crafting that goes behind the game that anyone like. That's why it's so popular, is because the fans are frothing at the mouth to figure out what the hell's going on. And like that's like there's a ton of theories about like Undertale. That's why Undertale was such a like not it's a good game, but like all the theories and like all that stuff, like people were able to like bond over that sort of stuff. So
and Undertale was an Earthbound clone.
Oh my god.
Clones everywhere.
Yeah. I still need to play that.
I'm going to name this episode Attack of the Clones.
Oh, no.
Yes. That's awesome. I need to play Undertale for the channel still.
Yeah, you said you're going to do that.
I got to get through Nier and Mass Effect first.
Yeah, actually going to finish up Mass Effect.
I need to figure out my next game.
I will, because I think after the patch I'll be able to do it, but like I need to give myself a little break because I just finished Persona. So like I need a break from like heavy story stuff right now.
Yeah. Play an indie game.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking play for the channel. I mean, I started playing ukulele, but I like stopped because it was okay. Like, it's fun and it has tight controls.
Look
but
at the nostalgia.
I was like, ugh, I've played this game before.
Look at the nostalgia.
Yeah, it's a clone of old games.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's a clone. Well, everything's a clone.
I know. That's the point of this episode, I guess. Clones. I mean, clones are everywhere. They're all.
It's
clones.
it's nice to get through the bad clones to get to the good clones, though. I guess I should say, I don't know if that makes sense. Like,
or it's good to try out something that's trying to be a game you like to realize how much you like the game.
Oh yes. You know what? Actually,
like WoW.
I will 100% agree that statement with Guacamelee. Did you ever play
what? Guacamole?
Guacamelee.
Oh, guacamole. I was like, guacamole. Like, have you had bad guacamole? And then you're like, went back and like, oh man, real avocados are way better than green eggs.
So, Guacamelee is a Metroidvania type game. So it follows the model that, you know, there's a giant overworld map. You get powers unlocked. You fight bosses. You can backtrack to other areas and explore more areas because you have more powers. I love the Metroid series. I love pretty much everything about it except for Other M.
And what about Federation Force? Have you played Federation Force?
Let's not talk about that. So Guacamelee, when that came out, I saw the trailer for it and I was like, I don't know. That looks a little too colorful, I guess. I don't know. There was something about it I just didn't like from like the screenshots I saw. Yeah. And so then once it came to be, I think it was a free game of the month, and I gave it a shot. I figured, what the heck, I'll give it a shot, whatever. And I freaking loved it. And I played through the whole thing, and I got 100% on it. And that game was so much fun. Cool. And that was a clone.
Are you a Mexican wrestler?
Yeah. You
I just googled it, and I'm like, now I understand why I got confused with guacamole, because it totally is using that as like a pun on the name.
The game itself it very much so pokes fun at itself and some of the game tropes when it comes to like
it looks like Samurai Jack.
No, it's more
the art style.
Once you see it moving, it's more of a it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it's cell shaded. I don't know. Once you're actually like fighting and whatnot, because sometimes when you punch into things,
I'm just looking at like screen grabs, and some of it looks very Samurai Jack-ish.
But very fun.
Did you ever play Ori and the Blind Forest?
I was just about to go on to that one too. That I have not finished it, but I also had started to get into that one, and that one's interesting because that one has a talent tree.
That was my favorite game of 2015. I adored that game to death.
I never played
But
it.
that one,
It's so good.
that one is very good.
I think I
I
own
recommend that one as well. And these are all while we're on the subject of like Metroidvania games. There was a PS4 indie game. I think it came out on like Steam as well, but it was called. Oh no.
Momodora's Castlevania. Check it out. LFG Momodora /group. Played through it, beat it.
Momodora.
Cool.
Yep.
Watch it.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Uh,
And that was a Game Informer 10 out of 10. That wasn't even IGN.
I believe
Jordan.
it was called. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
Oh, right here. It was called. Wait. Where's the name of it? Symphony of the Night. Blah, 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 blah. Axiom Verge.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Axiom Verge. It was very interesting the way that they tackled the power system. They made it so that you actually switched between different guns versus like just build upon yours that you have. So like it was kind of cool in that sense because you could use certain guns for certain bosses, certain ways that you want to tackle them. Like no boss necessarily had a weakness to one gun or another, but you could possibly, like if there was one that had curved bullets, that would you'd be able to hit the boss's hit point easier that way or something. Very interesting. I like that game a lot too.
Yeah.
A little short. I wish it was a little bit longer, but whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
And last game, I think, before I have to piss my pants,
Okay.
is Journey and Abzu. I remember those.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I played Abzu. Check it out. LFG
Yeah,
/group.
I played that before you did. I remember, like, when I saw you.
You did, but you didn't play it on the channel, motherfucker.
I remember seeing you put that up, and I was like, oh, I love this. It's so good.
I never played either of those. but
Journey,
maybe I'll check out the video.
Journey, I bought for Paul.
They're both good.
Again, I'd like to buy
Yep.
games for Paul because I want to play them myself.
Because you're a good
Yeah.
friend and you love
Exactly.
him, and you definitely have never touched his butt
have not.
before.
So like the thing with Journey was that it was like a 2-hour game, and then that was it.
Yep.
The entire experience was like incredibly worth the money that you put in, and like you could replay it every once in a while. Same thing with Abzu. Is like it's a underwater journey, basically. Same composer, same like general art style, and
That's why I was confused, because like in my first episode, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is by the same guys that did Journey, and then the next episode, I'm like, guys, I'm really sorry.
yeah, it was the same.
It's not 100% by the same guys.
Composer. I believe some of the original Journey people from that game company.
Different studio
Yeah.
name though.
That game company is working on another game. I guess like that it's coming out this year, I believe. So
Yeah.
pumped. Yeah.
Cool. I'm totally like moving off topic because I just saw an article
Dang
that
it, Dad.
said Kingdom Hearts 3 might come to the Switch.
Yeah, right.
I
So
hope.
If it even
that'd
comes
be
out,
interesting.
I believe
See,
Yeah,
but that's a
that's true.
possibility.
you're skipping 2 games.
It's a possibility because Switch can definitely handle Unreal 4, and
Yeah,
um,
Rhyme is gonna have is Unreal 4, and that's coming out for the Switch in a
Yep.
couple days.
so that would be dope.
I think you're forgetting about Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts 2.715 and Kingdom Hearts 3.7, the remix that will be coming out before Kingdom Hearts 3 that recaps the story of the previous Kingdom Hearts games leading up to...
Those are all already
What?
out.
Oh.
Yep. 2.8 and 2.5, 1.5 and
What?
3.5.
I would love to
Yep.
hear, or I'd love to see, once it does come out, eventually, the reason why it's taken so long. What other games is that company working on?
Final Fantasy
That-
15.
It's Square Enix.
So,
Final Fantasy 15 was the big one, and that took them 10 years. And then they
Yeah.
started development on Kingdom Hearts 3 back in either 2013 or 2014 with a super early like teaser video. And all it said was now in development, but that meant nothing because they were
Yeah.
all working on Final Fantasy. And it's also the same team that's doing Final Fantasy VII Remake. So
that's true, I guess.
Like that game,
which also, according to this article, might come out on the Switch.
Yeah,
so
we'll see. I mean, so like both of those games, I don't expect to see Final Fantasy until 2020, Kingdom Hearts maybe 2019. So we'll see. Maybe they'll do some big thing at E3 and be like, it comes out tomorrow.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah. You get a free demo tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah.
That if
so
they do that,
good.
at least I think fans will be pretty satisfied with that, because they just I feel like we're more and more entering a generation of needing it now. We need it now. We are the now of things. As far as it goes with games that go into early betas or whatnot, and then they release, like that, which it really shouldn't do that. I would hope that when they have a beta, you actually are having it as a beta. But early access games where they go, oh yeah, the game's available, but not really, and it'll be something like We Happy Few. Did you ever play that one?
I didn't know that was out.
It's early access still, I believe.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't want to do that though, because it's a story-based game. Why would I want to do that to myself?
It's something some people will do. They support the game and whatnot, and I guess
my problem with early access is that you can get the game, but then the developer has zero obligation to finish. Like, a lot of the problems with early access games is that they like DayZ, is that out of early access yet? Or like H1Z1.
I don't know.
Like, they are all early access games. They've been out for like 4 years now, and they're still in there because the developer is just like, well, I don't have to finish this. Like, there's no contract for me. You all put money. You all gave money to me. Like, that was your choice, kind of thing. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious to see, because do you remember was it Psychonauts 2? How that was kind of kickstarted?
Oh, right.
I'm wondering how that game is going to do, because I think the person behind that game is notorious for just taking money and then not like coming through with the product on the other side of it. So like, I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Psychonaut, isn't that done by oh gosh, what is it called?
It's like not Tim Schafer. It's like
isn't it? I thought it is. Isn't that
I don't know. Maybe I got lucky.
Holy shit. Sorry. This is totally off topic. I got an email with a code for pre-sale tickets to see Die Antwoord in Boston, and there are so many sold out seats already. Oh my god. Yeah, like basically the whole center section is sold out.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that's by I'm pretty sure that's by Double Fine, isn't it?
I don't remember. It was like one of the guys behind it is like a
Psychonauts. He also did Brutal Legend. Didn't he do Monkey Island also? That whole series?
I think Monkey Island was Blizzard. And well, maybe it was Beyond Good and Evil. It might have been him. I don't remember. Those types.
Oh
of
yeah.
games.
Oh, I remember that one. I think they said, oh yeah, we're gonna have a second one come out, and then it's been like 10 years, and it's like, all right, we're waiting.
Yeah. Anyway, I really have to piss. So.
Yeah.
On that note, everyone listening, go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos.
And comment your favorite clone.
And use the restroom.
Or your least favorite clone. Also, don't forget to pee. Bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
Oh, man. I forgot to poop this morning, and so I had to hold it for 6 hours.